All right, listener name, get this. What if I told you that just like kicking back and reading a good book could earn you some cool rewards? Kind of like when you hit the gym. We're going to be diving into this whole mental fitness thing today. And trust me, it's way more interesting than it sounds. We're checking out Eingefickter Text. It's an article that's basically saying our brains need like a workout too. And get this, it might even involve crypto.
Yeah, it really makes you think about fitness differently, right? I mean, we're always talking about physical activity, but this article is saying that it's just as important to prioritize those mental rest
For
days.
sure. And it's not about just zoning out in front of the TV or anything. The article actually compares stuff like reading to mental exercise. It's like hitting the gym, but for your brain.
Yeah.
Building up those mental muscles so we can be ready for whatever life throws at us.
What's really interesting is how the article connects this whole mental fitness thing to rewards, specifically this platform called HealthyCoin.
Okay, so how does HealthyCoin work with all this? Does it keep track of how long we read and give us points or something?
You're getting it. It's not just reading, though. Imagine this. You earn rewards for meditating or practicing mindfulness, or even when you just take a little time to relax yourself. That's the main thing with HealthyCoin, rewarding you for way more stuff that makes you feel good overall.
So instead of just counting steps or calories, HealthyCoin is like, hey, taking care of your mental health is important too. You deserve a pat on the back for that.
Exactly. That's a pretty big deal when you think about how much we usually only care about the physical stuff with fitness.
It's almost like they're changing what it means to be healthy, right? So how does it work exactly? Does it use cryptocurrency or something?
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't really get how that whole thing works.
Yeah, cryptocurrency can seem confusing, but just think of it as like digital money.
Yeah.
HealthyCoin uses its own type of token, HYC. And this article doesn't get too technical, but it seems like these HYC tokens could actually be worth something real.
Interesting. So by doing these activities, we earn these HYC tokens, and then those can actually turn into some kind of reward that would definitely motivate some people.
Absolutely. It all goes back to that idea of positive reinforcement, right? The more we're rewarded for something, the more likely we are to do it. It encourages us to find a balance instead of just being on and pushing ourselves all the time.
That makes sense. But the article also talks about the science behind all of this, right? Like how exercise is good for our minds too, not just our bodies.
You got it.
Yeah.
They mention that exercise releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals. And those can help reduce stress and boost your mood. But here's the thing, they also say that our minds need a break, just like our bodies do after a tough workout.
So it's kind of like our brains need a chance to just chill out too, like hitting the pause button on a crazy workout video.
Right, exactly. And that's where those mental rest days come in, like if you spend time reading or being out in nature, or even just taking a few minutes to meditate, it can really make a difference in how resilient we are mentally. It's like cross-training, but for your brain.
Okay, I'm starting to get the connection here. So if we add these things to our routines, we're not just relaxing, but actually making our minds stronger
Right.
and more able to handle stress.
You got it.
Mhm.
And think about it. When we're feeling less stressed, we usually sleep better too. And then that leads to better focus, a better mood. We even recover faster from exercise. It's all connected.
Wow, it's like a domino effect. Taking care of our mental health helps everything else in our lives too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a really important thing this article brings up. Mental fitness isn't just about feeling good right now. It's about setting ourselves up to do well in all parts of our lives.
Which makes this healthy coin thing even more interesting. What if we could actually be rewarded for taking those breaks, for really investing in our well-being?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think what's so cool about HealthyCoin is that it's challenging that idea of always being on,
Yeah.
constantly pushing ourselves to do more. It's like it's giving us permission to slow down, to make our well-being a priority without feeling bad about it.
I love that. Instead of focusing on what we haven't done yet, it's like Healthy Coin is saying, hey, you took some time for yourself. You read a book or went for a walk or meditated. Good for you. Here's some HYC to show for it.
Right. It's a whole new way of looking at things. And it fits into that bigger conversation about what it really means to live a good and healthy life. It's not all about crushing it at the gym or at work. It's about finding a balance, pushing ourselves, but also giving ourselves a break to rest and recharge.
You know what I'm taking away from this is that it's the small everyday things that really make a difference. Like maybe I can't meditate for a full hour every day, but even just taking 5 minutes to breathe and be present can help.
Exactly. And that's where HealthyCoin could be huge. Imagine an app that not only tracks your progress, but also rewards you for those small wins, those things that might not seem like much, but they all add up to you feeling better overall. That could be really motivating, don't you think?
It's like that saying, right? What gets rewarded gets repeated. And if we're getting rewarded for taking care of our mental health, that could lead to some really positive changes.
Totally. It's all about creating that positive feedback loop. We do things that are good for our mental health. We're rewarded. And that makes us want to keep going. Everybody wins.
Okay. So we've talked about why mental fitness is important and how platforms like HealthyCoin can help motivate us. But what about the how? What are some actual things people can do to start making their mental health more of a priority?
Yeah, that's the real question, isn't it? Like everyone's talking about mental health these days, but it can be tough to figure out where to even start.
Absolutely. And the article talks about that too. It says there's no one right way to do it. It's all about figuring out what works for you, but it does have a few ideas to get you started. Okay, hit me. What does it say?
Well, one thing is mindfulness. And that doesn't have to be like a big meditation thing. It could just be taking a few minutes in the morning to think about your thoughts, or maybe practicing gratitude, like thinking about the good things you have in your life.
I like that. Just finding a little bit of peace in our crazy busy days.
Right. And it's not hard to do either. Another thing the article talks about is doing stuff you actually enjoy, like reading or painting, spending time in nature, or even just listening to music. Those little things can really make a difference.
So it's like even taking a break to listen to your favorite album is good for your mental health. I can get behind that for sure.
Totally. It all goes back to rewarding ourselves for taking care of ourselves. And that's what's so cool about HealthyCoin. It's not just keeping track of what you do. It's about appreciating it and celebrating it, no matter how small it might seem.
It's like having your own little cheerleader right there in your pocket, giving you a high five every time you do something good for yourself.
Yeah. And you know what? That kind of positivity can be super powerful, especially with how much we're always being told to be productive and achieve things.
Like it's okay to slow down a little, to be present, to take care of ourselves.
Exactly. And that's what I think is the most important thing here. Mental fitness isn't some kind of luxury. It's important. It's how we build a healthy and happy life. And it's something we all need to make time for.
Couldn't agree more. Just like we've been saying, taking care of our minds is just as important as taking care of our bodies.
100%. And with things like HealthyCoin coming out, it seems like people are finally starting to realize that.
It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Well, listener name, as we wrap things up here, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever tried a platform like HealthyCoin? How do you make sure you're taking care of your mental health?
We love hearing what you guys are thinking, so share your thoughts.
And on that note, until next time, don't forget to be kind to your mind. Give yourself a break when you need it. You deserve it.
Take care, everybody.
We'll catch you on the flip side of our next deep dive.